Why I left Tanzania after 16 days. More about that after the intro.
Mr. DeeKay.
Welcome to Mr. DeeKay TV. This time I'd like to explain why I left Tanzania after 16 days. So here are the reasons why. This video is brought to you by my sound company
Sounds Premium.
First of all, I would like to do some promotion on my upcoming product. This is called the Mystical Handpan. The cover looks like this. If you want to get this expansion for a special price, just subscribe to my newsletter. You can find a link down below in the video description. And if you want to find out where I am now, then please stay tuned. You will find out at the end of the video. The first reason why we left Tanzania is because we didn't feel the vibe. That's very simple, and it's simple like that, because if you don't feel yourself connected to a country and you can't get the vibe, then you are maybe at the wrong place. So this has been the thing with us. We can't imagine to live there for a longer period of time. For a short period of time, it's okay. But I'm a father and I want to make sure that my child is at a good spot, at a good place, where we can feel the vibe, where we can feel comfortable. And this hasn't been the case with Tanzania when it comes to the places that we have visited. We have been to Arusha, it's a big city of course, and we have been to Moshi. And if you read about Moshi online, you will find the saying that Moshi is the cleanest city of Africa. And this is, to be honest, not true. It's very dirty there. You find a lot of plastic. It's a big plastic issue there. Things that I haven't experienced in Ethiopia, for example, the third poorest country of the world, but the richest when it comes to culture. And in Ethiopia it was completely different. We had no plastic issue. Of course, you have a lot of plastic in the big cities, but not in the smaller places, not in the villages. When you enter Tanzania, you are forbidden to bring plastic bags with you. So you won't find any plastic there. That's your expectation. But when you enter the country, you will find a lot of plastic. Everybody is selling items in plastic bags. You are not allowed to bring plastic bags, but they are using plastic bags very often when they sell items. And that's very sad, to be honest, because everywhere you can see there's so much plastic. And the worst thing about that is that they burn this plastic, and the gas which will be set free then is very unhealthy and dangerous, especially when you are traveling with a child. This feels very uncomfortable, and I don't like that, because I was expecting a world without that much plastic and without these plastic problems. This is one thing. And the second reason why we didn't like Tanzania is because of the standard. We were expecting a good house in a good condition. The first house which we have rented for 1 month was not in a very good condition. The pictures were very nice, but in reality it was not like that. It was completely different. The bathroom was completely dirty and it was not cleaned up. It was a mess, to be honest. And then we moved on to a hotel with a very good standard, but there we have a lot of problems. It was rain season and it started to rain, and suddenly the water was coming inside of our room. You can't believe that. Here are some videos to prove what has happened, and I could rescue my equipment really last minute. So this was the second thing, the second hotel where we also had some issues and where our journey was not blessed with success. to put it in their words. So this is nothing against Tanzania. I really love the people there. They are very open-minded, they are very nice, and I felt very good while I was communicating to them, while I was talking to them. So the communication and everything was great. I love the people there, so this is nothing against the country. This is nothing against the people. This I want to emphasize in this video to make sure that I don't want to bring this country in a bad image, you know. This is just my personal experience within 16 days, and I was just traveling to Arusha, and I was just traveling to Moshi, and I have seen the spaces between Arusha and Moshi while I was traveling by taxi from one place to another place. And I was traveling by Bajaj, tuk-tuk, and I was traveling by Dala, by the local bus. So I could see a lot during these 16 days. And when I compare that to other countries, for example Ethiopia, I could feel the connection to the country very quickly. It was like a second home to me. So this experience I haven't made in Tanzania. I'm so sorry for that. The landscape looks really nice. It's very green. Of course, it was rain season and there everything is green. The climate is also okay. It was much warmer than I expected it in Arusha, because in Arusha there is a more moderate and calm climate, which is not that hot like, for example, on Zanzibar. And Zanzibar we have cancelled completely because the prices there has been increased over the past weeks. And if Zanzibar is very warm and is also in the same country, we didn't want to travel to Zanzibar. So we cancelled that. And the third reason why we left it is because it is very noisy there. I can't imagine to build up a studio there. I can't imagine to make my living there. I have not the vision for that. So to be there in real life, it's completely different. I have done so much online research about the country, and maybe my expectations were too high. So if I would have traveled there with no expectations, and if I won't do some comparisons between Tanzania and Ethiopia, especially because it's also East Africa, I wouldn't have come to this conclusion. And I would advise you to see it with your own eyes. Don't rely just on my personal point of view. It's just my point of view. It's just my opinion. With you, it could be maybe completely different. But the standard of living in general there is not in that good condition like it is in Ethiopia, I think. Because Ethiopia, to me, was completely different. And I have traveled to Addis again because I had a stop there and I was in a hotel there, and then I could have the full comparison of hotels. And this hotel where we have been, where we have spent just one night, it was completely different standard, completely different, and the people there are also very, very nice. So Tanzania was very crowded. This is reason number 4 why we have left the country. It's so crowded, so many people. You can't be alone there. It's very, very difficult to find a spot where you are alone. There are so many people. Arusha is so big. Also Moshi is very big. It's calmer there. It's more calmed down there, but it's also warmer than Arusha. It is a nice surrounding. You got so much to see, the Kilimanjaro and things like that. It's very nice, it's very beautiful, but it hasn't been the place for us, for our family. And that's not only my opinion. My wife has felt the same. She was telling me the same. And she's originally from Africa. She's from Ivory Coast and Togo, half-half. Mother is from Togo, father is from Ivory Coast. And she also had to admit that Tanzania is a place where we can't see us in the near future. So we as a family, we have to look further for a place which is nicer than that. And that's why we travel to another place.